story. Well, the UPA is all set for a major cabinet reshuffle in a few days. The 6 ministerial berths vacated by the Trinamool need to be filled at the earliest. Well, the Prime Minister's meeting with President Pranab Mukherjee is being seen as a pre-reshuffle briefing. Sources have told Headlines today that the Congress wants to keep railways with itself, but it will not be easy. Headlines today has learned that Karunanidhi is eyeing the railways ministry that has been vacated by Trinamool's Mukul Roy. Interestingly, this is a shift from the DMK's earlier stance that it did not want to fill in the 2 ministerial berths held by it in UPA-2 government. Well, another ally, the NCP, which has on many occasions in the past accused Congress of not treating them fairly, is also keen on more representation in the government, but right now is keeping its cards close to its chest.
We are not going to claim any seat. It is, I think, it is the Prime Minister's prerogative, and he has to decide to whom he will give which portfolio and whom he has to. He is going to induct in his ministry.
And if that wasn't enough, there is trouble from within the party as well. The West Bengal Congress is demanding its fair share of representation in the government for its deserving state leaders.
Well, now presently there are only 6 members of parliament from West Bengal who are supporting the UPA government. And West Bengal needs representation. And this representation can and must be given to Congress members of parliament from the state. With this perspective in view, I have made a request to the Congress President and to Dr. Manmohan Singh to give adequate representation to West Bengal. We think that out of the 6 members of parliament, 5 in the Lok Sabha and 1 in Rajya Sabha, West Bengal should get adequate and proportionate representation, at least 3 ministry in the center, including a cabinet berth.
Well, our political editor Javed Ansari now joins us with the latest. Just a day after Mukul Roy resigned as the Railways Minister, Javed, a scramble for this coveted ministry is already on. Just take us through who are the front runners.
Well, as we speak, Ruchika, let me first bring you up to date. As we speak, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is meeting President Pranab Mukherjee. He's just driven to the Rashtrapati Bhavan via Rajpath, and he's now meeting him. They will discuss the current political situation and, of course, the impending cabinet reshuffle. We are told that the NCP is likely to get Mr. Tariq Anwar is likely to be brought into the cabinet, given MOS independent in charge instead of Agatha Sagma. Similarly, the Congress is keen on now, for once, after a gap of decades, taking hold of the railway ministry. They believe it's key. It's a very key infrastructure ministry. They believe it's been neglected all these years, and therefore the Congress wants that. Then the DMK has pending 2 of its ministry. Textile and telecom was taken away from it. Now they want representation. They would either want that back or to be compensated by being accommodated as the railway ministry coming to them. There are various combinations and permutations that are being worked out. There are regional and social imbalances that have to be taken care of. And right now, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Sonia Gandhi, and her close aides have been conferring over a couple of days. The Prime Minister will probably, in the course of his conversation with the President, apprise him of his intention to reshuffle the cabinet and probably seek a convenient date when that could happen. We are given to understand, although nothing is finalized yet, that this thing could happen as early as of next week.
All right. So in all likelihood, you're saying Congress is going to retain the railways portfolio, which has been with its crucial allies over the past 6 to 8 years. Also interesting to see here, Javed, whether this cabinet expansion will actually see more representation for Gen Next leaders. Is that likely to happen?
Well, that's the expectation. He needs to groom people, and the talk is that some of the people who are ministers of state could be either given independent charge, new faces could be brought in. It's a very difficult exercise for somebody to get into the mind of the Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi and try and hazard who exactly will get it. But there are several names doing the rounds, as they have been doing the rounds every time a cabinet reshuffle has been on the cards. But it stands to reason that ahead of 2014, some certain social imbalances, like there is talk a minorities minister being brought in. There is also talk of some ministers are holding more than one charge, like Mr. Kapil Sibal, Salman Khurshid. Maybe that, the additional charges will be taken away and given in. There are 6 vacancies at the MOS level, 1 at the cabinet level. So there is now room for the Prime Minister and Sonia Gandhi to play with, and they'll put their heads together and come up with names which will not just take care of key ministries, but also take care of the social and regional imbalances.
Javed Ansari, our political editor, thank you very much for joining us with the latest